Welcome back, girls. And we are back with Act 3, Scene 2. So, in the last scene, we studied about how Shylock comes to know about Antonio's ships being wrecked, and how he also comes to know about Jessica taking all the ducats and all the jewelry away. And he waits that if at all he gets to meet Jessica, he prays that if at all he might find her dead also, the diamond should be there in her eyes, which is quite a lot to say about a father. We also ended the first scene at the place where Shylock informs Tubal and asks him to file a complaint against Antonio, and he asks him to arrange a lawyer so that now he can meet Antonio in the court, giving him or charging him against not paying the loan within 3 months of time. So, with this last paragraph, we can assume that 3 months have passed. Antonio has not been able to pay the loan, and on top of it, there is some bad news that his ships have been lost on the sea and he's in a bad shape. Whereas in Belmont, Bassanio reaches Belmont and he's also there for 3 months, and it took him time to reach Belmont. And once he reaches there, obviously Portia is very, very, very happy to see him. Nerissa is also happy, and since they love each other already, they had already given silent messages to each other about their love. It is but natural that both of them need time to spend with each other before they choose the casket and their fate is decided. So, scene 2 opens in Portia's house, where Bassanio is ready to choose the casket. Now, when he reaches there, he is obviously too happy to see Portia. Portia is happy to see him. And in the heart of hearts, Nerissa prays that I wish he chooses the right casket. So जब वो लोग पहुंचते हैं बेलमोंट और पोर्शिया इतनी खुश है उसको देख के कि she is unable to express her feelings. She is so happy, she is smiling, she is blushing, she is so much in a woman in love. And when you see your love in front of you, how would you react? She is reacting like that. और जैसे बसानियो वहाँ पहुँचता है तो बसानियो उसको बोलता है कि take me to the place where the caskets are laid so that I may choose the casket and see what is destined for me, कि मेरी किस्मत में तुम हो कि नहीं, ये मैं कैस्केट को खोल के देखना चाहता हूँ. And Portia tells him कि don't be in a hurry to choose the casket. Let us spend some time together. Let us talk to each other. God knows whether you will choose the right casket or the wrong casket. But at least this time that you are here, let us spend this time in the most beautiful manner. And maybe while we are spending time with each other, I may give you some hints of how to choose the casket. और बसानियो उसको बोलता है कि ये तो चीटिंग हो जाएगी अगर तुम मेरी हेल्प करोगे. तो वो बोलती है कि मुझे पता है कि मैं तुम्हारी हेल्प नहीं कर सकती हूँ और मुझको ये भी नहीं पता कि तुम सही कैस्केट चूज़ करोगे कि नहीं. But definitely I would want you to choose the right casket. And so whether you choose the right one or the wrong one, that is a separate issue altogether. But at this present moment that you are here, let us spend some more time talking to each other, spending time with each other. And Bassanio says that that is okay, that's perfectly fine, but I would prefer to go and choose the casket, because I'm also a little nervous about choosing the casket. I'm also in a hurry to know whether you are there in my life or not, whether I am the right man or not. So I'm anxious to know. I'm anxious to see the caskets. I'm anxious to choose the caskets. And I'm anxious to know the result of choosing the casket. So Portia takes him to the place where all the caskets are laid. And while the caskets are being laid there, Portia says, I hope, Bassanio, you know which casket you have to choose. In one of these caskets is my portrait, and I hope that luck is with you and you choose the right casket. And even Bassanio says that I definitely need that Lady Luck, and as long as you're standing here with me, I'm sure that luck will be siding us, and I'll be able to choose the right casket. So some music is played in the background, and he goes to the place and he sees the 3 caskets. The one which is made of gold, silver and lead. So he goes to the gold casket and he reads the inscription over there. Whoever chooses me will get what many men desire. Then he goes to the silver casket. Whoever chooses me will get what many men, or what men would love to have. And the last one was anyone who chooses me will risk all he has. So he goes to the gold casket, and he obviously, like a real man, वो कहता है कि गोल्ड तो बहुत कॉमन है, सबको सब वही चाहेंगे, तो मैं भी अगर वही गोल्ड चाहूँ तो there is no difference between me and the other person. So I wouldn't want to choose gold. Then he goes to the silver casket and he reads, and then he says that silver is no less than gold. कि जब कोई गोल्ड चूज करता है तो उसकी सेकंड चॉइस ऑब्वियसली सिल्वर ही रहेगी. But what is written at the lead casket intrigues him, because it says that he who chooses me will risk whatever he has. तो वो अपने मन में सोचता है कि जो भी मेरे पास था मैं तो पहले से ही उसको रिस्क कर कर आया हूँ यहाँ पे. Whatever I had, I have already risked it and I have come here. So if I choose the wrong casket also, there's not much that I will be losing, because I have already risked everything in my life and I have come here. So in the other way, he is trying to tell the readers, the audience, that he's risked the life of his friend, which is the most important thing for him in this world. उससे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट क्या हो सकता है कि उसने अपनी दोस्त की ज़िंदगी दांव पे लगा रखी है बेलमोंट आने के लिए. And that's what he has done. And he says that I wouldn't go by the looks of the caskets, and therefore I wouldn't want them to attract me in the wrong sense. Means that gold and silver are caskets that might attract any men, but lead will not attract anyone, because it is not good to look at, it is not shining, it is not expensive, and therefore he says I will choose the lead casket. So he asks for the key of the lead casket, and then he opens the box. And what does he see there? Is the beautiful portrait of Portia with the message which says, "You who have not chosen by the eye alone, may you always be fortunate and choose as truly as here." राइट यानी कि उसने उस बॉक्स को सिर्फ एक आउटर अपीयरेंस से जज नहीं किया था, उसने उस बॉक्स को इनर अपीयरेंस के साथ जज किया है. ही इज़ रेडी टू रिस्क एनीथिंग फॉर दैट, for choosing or making that choice. And that's what perhaps Portia's father would have thought in his mind, that a person who is not attracted by gold or silver will definitely take care of my daughter. And that's what Bassanio does. So he, being the man in love with the heroine of the play, chooses the right casket, and below that inscription where the portrait lies, it's written that if you are well pleased with this and look on this fortune as your happiness, then turn to where your loved lady waits and bestow a loving kiss upon her. So he turns to Portia, and Portia was right at the back. And she was very happy with the choice that was made by Bassanio. And he goes and he shows the picture to Portia, and he says that, "I have chosen you, my love, and perhaps the luck is with us, and luck also, or destiny also, knows that how much we love each other and that we should be together forever. So with your permission, may I kiss you?" And then Portia gives a speech, and she says that not only can you kiss me, but everything that I have from today will be yours. So whether it's the palace that she has, or whether it's the gold, the silver, the wealth that she has, or whether it's herself, her beauty, she says that everything from me, right to every little thing that this palace owns, from today, Bassanio, it is yours, because you belong to me and I belong to you. And they are very, very happy. And Bassanio says that I am the most luckiest man today, because I have got what all men always wanted to get, or I have been lucky that I have got you. Because of you, I had with lot of difficulties I have come to Belmont only to choose the casket, only to prove my love for you, and today I have been successful. And Nerissa and Gratanio and all the other servants were also standing behind, and they are also happy. And they Nerissa is like, she says, "I'm so happy for you, and I would also like to tell you something." And then Portia says, "What's the matter?" And then Gratanio also says, "Yes, my lord and my lady, even I am very happy that at last both of you are together, and like Nerissa, even I would like to share a message with, or share a news with you." And Bassanio says that, "What is the news?" And then Bassanio says, like, both of you want to marry each other. Similarly, Nerissa and I also want to marry each other. And Portia and Bassanio are surprised, and they say, "When did this happen? We thought that it was this meeting was only for our marriage, but when did you both have these feelings of getting married to each other?" And they say, "Okay, by the time you were choosing or trying to choose the right casket, both of us decided to get married to each other. Okay, so we have two couples over here. One, Bassanio and Portia. Second, Gratanio and Nerissa. Okay, and while they are talking to each other, they are so happy and they are so surprised, and they are so, there are mixed feelings along with everybody, and they are like wondering that कि कितना जैसे happy ending होती है किसी story की, कि जितने प्यार करने वाले थे सब मिल गए, और अब now they are about to get married, so they decide that we will go to the church and we'll get married now. Instead of one, there will be two weddings. And by the time they are rejoicing and this news of their marriages is settling and the audience is also happy, here comes the news again. So we see Lorenzo, Jessica and Salerio come in from Venice to Belmont, and all the others are surprised to see them. And Bassanio says, "How come you all are here?" And then immediately Lorenzo says that I was going with Jessica and I found Salerio on the way, and he asked me to come along with him to Belmont. He has some news to tell you. And Bassanio is little surprised. He is like, he immediately asks, "Is everything okay in Venice? Is everything fine?" And Salerio gives him a letter, and he says that this letter is from Antonio and it's for you, Bassanio, and while you read the letter you will know exactly what is happening in Venice and what news I bring to you. तो वो लेटर जो एंटोनियो ने सैलरियो को दिया था बसानियो को देने के लिए, वो लेटर उसको दे देता है, और उस लेटर में जो कुछ वेनिस में हो रहा है वो दिया हुआ है. So I told you that Salerino and Salerio are two people who act as narrators. So now also they bring the message to Belmont and tell them as well as the audience of what is happening in Venice. So Bassanio firstly introduces them, and he says that they are my friends. He is Salerio, he is Lorenzo, and she is Jessica, his wife. So all the three couples in the story are now in Belmont. Okay, and they say that they have been. Bassanio tells Portia about them, and by the time he introduces everybody, he takes the letter and he goes at the side to read it. And while he reads the letter, the expressions on his face change, and from a happy face, his face becomes very tensed. So Portia immediately notices this difference of how Bassanio's facial expressions are changing. तो उतने में आपस में सब बात कर रहे थे, तो वो सैलरियो बता देता है सबको कि शाइलॉक ने एंटोनियो को जेल में डाल दिया है और वो किसी की बात नहीं सुन रहा है और उसको अपना पैसे चाहिए, और एंटोनियो के सारे शिप्स जो है वो दे हैव बीन लॉस्ट on the sea. So Antonio is now in no condition to pay the loan back. So he needs your help. So it would be better that all of you would come back to Venice with him. So Portia को जब पता चलता तो Portia पूछती कितना पैसा लिया था वो, तो वो बोलता है उसको 3,000 ducats. So Portia is also surprised. She says, for 3,000 ducats, that man wants to kill Antonio. That's very strange. तो Jessica भी वही थी, सब सुन रही थी, तो वो बोलती है कि you don't know my father, sadly, but I have heard him talking to Tubal many times, and he always said that if Antonio is not able to pay the loan, I would always want the flesh from his heart rather than the money. So Bassanio को जब ये सुनता तो उसको अच्छा नहीं लगता. वो जो लेटर था जो सैलरियो लेकर आया था वो लेटर वो पोर्शिया को देता है. I'll just read out the letter, what's written in that letter. Dear Bassanio, my ships have all met with disaster, and my creditors are growing cruel. My means have fallen very low, and my bond to the Jew has been forfeited. Since in paying the penalty to him, it is impossible that I should survive, please regard all debts between you and me as settled. If I might only see you as I die, but in spite of my wish, please yourself. If your love for me does not impel you to come, pay no attention to this letter. Okay, so beautifully in that letter, Antonio has written to Bassanio that उसके ships जो हैं वो कहीं सी पर खो गए हैं या उनके साथ क्या हुआ किसी को नहीं मालूम है. जो जितने क्रेडिटर्स हैं जो जिनको एंटोनियो को पैसा देना है सब एंटोनियो के पीछे पड़े हुए हैं. और सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि शाइलॉक ने उसको जेल में डाल दिया है. एंड ही सेज दैट आई एम इन नो कंडीशन टू पे द लोन्स बैक टू शाइलॉक. सो आई कंसिडर कि ये मेरा आखिरी लेटर होगा तुम्हारे को. My only wish before I die is that I may see you. But if you think that you are too busy or the other things are more important to you, then it's perfectly fine. But if you feel that you should, that there is something between us, or some love or some friendship is between us, you will definitely come and meet me before I die. तो पोर्शिया जब उसको लेटर वापस करती है तो कहती है कि बसानियो, जब ये आदमी इतना इम्पोर्टेंट है तुम्हारे लिए और इसने अपनी लाइफ तुम्हारे लिए रिस्क कर दी, so definitely it is your duty to go to Venice immediately. So without wasting any time, you should go and save your friend and take triple the amount or double the amount of money. जितना भी पैसा हो सकता है तुरंत यहाँ से लेके जाओ, शाइलॉक को दो और अपने दोस्त को बचा लो. And being a good wife, she says that to Bassanio, and Bassanio says that I would be very happy, and with your kind permission, my love, I would love to go to Venice immediately, and Portia agrees to it. Okay, so over here scene 2 ends. So 3 important things happened in scene 2. Number 1, Bassanio chooses the right casket, that is the lead casket, and he gets the portrait of Portia, and that means that he is the one who is going to marry Portia. Nerissa and Gratanio secondly inform Bassanio and Portia that they too are in love and they too would want to marry each other. And while the good news of weddings is taking place, we get the third couple, Lorenzo, Jessica, along with Salerio in Belmont, and they inform that Antonio is in jail and Shylock wants to take revenge on him, and Antonio would love to see Bassanio as soon as possible. Okay, तो इस scene से a lot of action now will start taking place, and the drama will become more interesting. Just before I end this video, for your half-yearly exam, we will have till Act 3. So once this act is over, I will start with Portia giving Merchant of Venice a break, and then most probably the 4th act and the 5th act, I would pray that I would teach you in person. That is in the school when we meet each other. Okay? So till then, take care. Bye.